Hey guys, Marshall here from Limited Resources, and doing a little standard this time instead of the usual. Going to perhaps be playing in a PTQ and need to get in a little bit of reps with the deck. I mean, you guys know I'm a certified draft addict. I do love to play constructed as well, though not quite as much. And so, yeah, we're going to be practicing with a red, white, blue control list. Let me see if I can bring it up here to show you guys. This is a list, and as it currently sits, as you can see, it's a heavy control deck with the shell that you would think it has, with the Supreme Verdicts, the Supreme Revelations, and the Detention Spheres. It's got card draw with Jace and Divination. Its finishers are an Elspeth and Aetherling and 2 Assembled Legions. And then it has the one card that really kind of sticks out as a cool one is It Charm. I've gotten pretty good value out of it, and I think it's quite good. Good versus aggro, kills their early stuff, and can be good versus control and counter fights. Yeah, so let's see what this thing can do. This seems fine to me. Lots of good mana. No clue exactly where what we're up against, of course. So we'll just keep a hand with a couple of answers. And generally speaking, you want a bunch of mana in decks like this. All right. So let's see what our opponent's on here. That's going to obviously be a fairly large factor into how we proceed with this game, and that doesn't tell us a lot. That just tells us that he's on one of quite a few different options here, but being on Devotion usually means that cards like these are quite good. They kill creatures, basically, and more creatures they have, or the fewer creatures they have, the better. Sylvan Caryatid doesn't really tell us much here either, and also we can't interact with it in any way. So I'm just going to fire off this Divination here. We don't have any counter spells to keep up anyway, and we need to start kind of plowing through our deck to get to stuff like this eventually. Let's see what he comes up with for this turn. Another Caryatid, and nothing. All right, so a Wrath here would be nice just to take out half of his mana base. We don't find it, though. Yeah, we just can't really interact with him at this point, so let's just get these come into play tap lands out of the way and see what he does. We do have we're at least representing a counter spell, so he has to consider that on some level. But yeah, we're kind of at his mercy here. His Nykthos doesn't actually net him mana yet, and this is nice. He hasn't really done much. Unfortunately, we just don't have much action here either. Next turn we can have an Elspeth, but this is a turn where we wish that just one of these was a counterspell instead of a removal spell, because we could blank his counterspell and then play Elspeth or blank his play and then play Elspeth into an empty board. All right, looks like he's kind of going off here. Yeah, that's brutal. That is just brutal. And he 5 for 5s. This is going to be incredible, or he 4 for 5s, I should say. He missed this one. This is just going to be incredibly difficult to win at this point. But we do have answers for his Garruk, so we're going to be able to get that off the table at least. And we're going to need to hit a Wrath. I mean, that's going to be the bottom line here. Normally, though, this doesn't resolve. I mean, normally we just kind of get him. But, yeah, it didn't happen this time. Nothing else we can really do here, so let's get one of these lands into play here. It's important to bluff sometimes, right? Like, you want to keep your mana up properly, but at the same time, it's like, it's better just to not take damage. All right, he's going to play a Satyr here. Gosh, if we had found a Wrath or something, I'd be more happy to kill that. These are both out of his hand. So his hand is Polukranos and Arbor Colossus, plus a bunch of other cards that we don't know about. I'm just going to Last Breath the Satyr here. That's going to turn off, you know, complete shenaniganery with that. All right, now we hit a Wrath. But I think I'm actually happier to run Elspeth out here at this point. Oop. Misclick there. Didn't play this land. You know, it's unfortunate, but we'll just move on. And yeah, he just missed too many land drops. So my decision there is interesting, though, because I can play Elspeth or I can just Wrath right now. But I figure that Wrath is really good against either of these creatures, so I'd rather just make him play one of them first. Plus, neither of these are particularly great against Elspeth. I mean, he can use his entire turn to kill a few tokens, but I'm just not really that concerned about that. All right. So here's where our sideboard comes in. We'd have no idea what he's going to sideboard. I don't think that Wear and Tear is going to come in for his type of deck. And then, of course, Gainsay doesn't. Mizium Mortars is a consideration. Staticaster normally would be, but we didn't really see anything that could kill. I mean, even Voyaging Satyr dodges Staticaster, so that's not going to happen, but Counterflux for sure. So we'll bring both of these in. I don't think we really want the Jaces. I feel like Aetherling's probably not particularly well positioned here. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it does get into Garruk and can deal with that. I just think that Assemble the Legion's the best possible option here. I just think it's going to be the best win condition. So I'm going to cut Aetherling, and let's see here. Azorius Charm is good against him. Izzet Charm is reasonable but not great, so I'll cut one of those. We'll leave in the Last Breaths, and the Turn Burn's pretty good against him too. Kills Arbor Colossus and stuff. And Last Breath, 2 of them, yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'm assuming he's running some other stuff that we can hit, like Burning Tree Emissaries and the like. All right, this is a good draw for us, a good opener, I should say. Let's see, we're going to need to Izzet Charm potentially, so let's make sure we get this red mana in here. He does nothing. All right, if he's going to do nothing, we'll just keep up Izzet Charm in case he plays a mana dork of some sort that we can actually counter, or that we can actually kill, like that one. So this is where Izzet Charm is nice, right? Because like, if we had an Izzet Charm in game 1, it could have countered that huge Garruk play that he made, and if we have it here, we can kill his Voyaging Satyr and just basically delay the game enough so that we can get Jace down safely and happily. We have a Supreme Verdict in hand to deal with any particularly problematic threats, but I feel like we're just gonna end up playing a Jace into an empty board here, and I love that. We get to just instantly minus Jace and start grinding down. We're gonna take the Sphinx pile here, because we can definitely use a reload. The other pile is definitely worth considering there, but we've already got enough answers in hand that we're just going to want to find more cards, basically. And here's a BTE, 3 mana, and it's a Reverent Hunter. So this is all fine with us. We're just going to Wrath here. Pretty easy. I could also... See, the thing is, Wrath takes away like just way more mana. Make sure that we keep Jace, Architect of Thought, alive here. No reason to get hasty and get rid of him. He's very likely to live anyway. This is a totally fine thing to have happen as well for us, because we can just Azorius Charm it away. We can Detention Sphere it, and we just hit pure gas here. This is an interesting one. We've got multiple Detention Spheres in hand. I feel like we can't really lose if we play Sphinx's Revelation twice, though, during the course of this game. And we're just not really in a hurry here, so your move. If he attacks with Tusker into Jace, we'll just Azorius Charm it. That way we blank another draw step from him as well. So get that thing out of here. The only thing this hand's really missing is a counterspell, just in case something scary happens. Like, that doesn't count. That's not something scary for us. But, you know, it would be nice just to have that counterspell in hand. This is nice. Drawing the Divination is really good here, because we get to... we're just going to play it, actually. And we hit more gas, and then we're going to Detention Sphere his Pelucranos here. Still no counterspells for us, but yeah, it's fine. All right, so now we are all set up to fire off a big Supreme Verdict, excuse me. Not Sphinx's Revelation is what I meant to say. And this is actually interesting. Yeah, so he decided to scoop while we were thinking. I was trying to decide which one of those I wanted to do, but really it was one of those situations where it was just all good options for us. So we're able to get by the mono green Devotion deck there.